podcast. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're rolling. Brown Sugar, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. It feels good to be here, honestly. It feels good to know that I was actually requested. I'm like, oh, shit, somebody gives a fuck.
You've been requested, for
Thank
real.
you.
I mean, I've had 3 of your other bandmates on. I've had Sky Daddy, Mr. Freeze, and Brother Teresa, Andrew Clay. Everyone's like, well, we hear so much about Brown Sugar and the Blind Albinos. Where's Brown Sugar?
Oh, you know I'm a mysterious man. I'm here and there. A little bit of sugar goes a long way.
Damn right. Damn right. So where exactly did that name come from?
Oh, it's funny, son of a bitch. Brown Sugar started off as like a fucking racist joke when I was working at Outback because like the dude called me Brown Sugar one day, and I'm like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna use that, and from then on, I was like, my name is Brown Sugar now. If I'm gonna use a rap name, especially if I'm gonna use a stage name, and it's not gonna be for like hardcore gangster rap or something, I'm Brown Sugar.
I feel like that's one of the most hardcore things you could do is take something that was derogatory towards you and then turn it into like a term of endearment, if not an identity. So it's like that motherfucker could call you Brown Sugar all he wants. It's only gonna feed your fire now.
It feeds one of my multiple egos. Sometimes I'm Johnny Red Boot. Sometimes I'm Brown Sugar. Sometimes I'm Johnny Cash. Juju, you never know. Skip to my Juju. Multiple people here.
I want to know about Juju and was it Johnny Red Boot?
Johnny Red Boot.
Who the fuck's Johnny Red Boot?
Johnny Red Boot takes you out in the middle of nature and shows you the things and does the things that he likes to do.
So, all right, so is I don't even know where to take that.
Johnny Red Boot's my Australian nature personality.
So I guess that was born during Outback, the Australian.
No,
vibe
Johnny
gave
Red
birth
Boot.
to him? Or does he predate your
He
time at
predates Outback. He predates Outback.
Did you interview for Outback as Johnny Red Boot?
I should have, honestly.
I think you'd get the.
That would have got me the
job.
management position.
Oh, he's fit for it, corporate. You got to believe me. Oh, that's great though. That's hilarious. You guys came in. You came in hot, bringing these huge tins of Pokemon cards.
Yeah, I love Pokemon.
Which immediately, it's like I've gotten to know you when I've seen your guys' shows and we've spoken to each other in passing, but I've never actually really spoken to you, at least not like this. And then you come in here with these Pokemon cards, and I'm like, fuck yeah, this guy gets it. I could talk to him easy. You're on the wave.
You love Pokemon. Thank you. Appreciate it. See,
yeah.
Growing up, it was like my brother, we didn't really have no games to play. Well, I didn't have any games to play. And he was kind of like a dick. So, like, I got into Pokemon. It was like I made it like a life mission in certain games I got into. It's like, yo, you won't let me play? When I do play, I'm going to fucking destroy you.
You got a little defiance in you, man.
Mm-hmm.
You call me Brown Sugar, I'm going to make that my actual fucking name. You're going to tell me I can't play Pokemon? I'm going to play some fucking
I'm
Pokemon.
going to play some Pokemon.
I like it.
I'm going to poke it up.
So you've been... have you been collecting since you were a kid? Like, how long has this Pokemon card collecting been going on?
About a year now, maybe. I was watching, like, openings online.
Okay.
Unboxings.
Oh,
and this guy, Leon Hart, he does them. And, like, it just inspired me. It was like, you know what? I didn't get to buy these as a kid. I'm going to buy them. And I seen the, like, monetary value behind them. I'm like, oh, shit. These are, like, not only are they aesthetically pleasing, but you can make a little buck off of them. Well, that's how that started.
So this is fairly new for you.
Uh-huh.
This sort of collect. Did you collect when you were a kid at all, or?
No, I was too rough as a kid. I tried, but then the Pokemon cards just ended up everywhere but where they need to be.
That's fair. It's hard to be organized when you're a kid. I'm surprised I even still have mine.
I was one of the few people as a kid in the neighborhood who actually knows how to play the game, though. So,
dude, I never knew how to play the actual Pokemon card game. I only just collected the cards.
Well, you will learn today.
I will learn today. That's what I like to hear. So did you get the new Pokemon game at all, or are you just like a card game guy?
I haven't played Pokemon competitively in a couple years because a friend of mine sold my. He traded all my Pokemon. Like I traded Pokemon to him, and he sold the game, and so essentially all of them are gone.
Oh,
and
man.
These Pokemon had been with me since 2011.
Do you remember what version it was?
I got the Pokemon in Gen 4 Heart Gold, and I took them up to about Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Moon, and then he sold his game, and that's when they all died.
Oh, so you had the whole Pokebank and everything.
Yeah.
Oh, and he got rid of your babies.
I was breeding Pokemon. I was breeding robots, like.
Yeah. Fuck.
I had a Ditto I named Freak Nasty because all it did was.
All it does is mate, right?
All it does is mate. It's got perfect stats. Like,
Freak Nasty.
If you don't name your Pokemon, they're robots.
I agree. I nickname not all my Pokemon, but the ones that are going to be in my party, I always nickname them. Without failure, at least.
I gotta show you my Pokemon Go. Muck's icky shit because, what is it?
Icky shit? I mean, it is icky shit.
It's some icky shit, right?
Hey, you spell it flip it backwards, it's just cum.
So there you go.
Some dirty cum.
My Tyranitar's Gojira.
Pretty
it's
much,
Gojira.
yeah.
Because it's Gojira.
Well, we were talking earlier. You've been having a lot of Gojira nightmares.
Oh yeah, Godzilla. I love him, but I don't know why I'm so like scared of these things. I think it's not Godzilla so much. It scares me. It's like the Cloverfield incident, and it just gets replaced with Godzilla.
The monster. Well, Godzilla was supposedly when the character was first created.
He's a gorilla whale.
He was supposed to represent the nuke, the bombings. Basically, this big supernatural thing no one's seen before that sets the whole city ablaze. So I guess. Yeah, I've kind of always been afraid of that, too. I've had a few nuclear bomb dreams. I guess you can't call them dreams, they're nightmares. But anyone other than Gojira? Godzilla, for those who aren't as nerdy as us? Anyone other than Godzilla haunting you?
Aliens?
Yeah.
And dolls. I don't like dolls. I do not like...
Did you watch Chucky? As a kid?
Chucky scares me, but Chucky doesn't scare me. Like, he would scare me once in a... But if he, like, came to life again, we'd kick his ass. Like, he's a doll.
Yeah.
Like, you better pack that shit up, Chucky.
Do you think he was based on Chucky Finster, or if Chucky Finster was based on him?
I think Chucky Finster might have been based on him, off of him, on, like, some, like, sick Nickelodeon joke.
In some way, right? Because Chucky was such a scaredy cat, right? He was scared of everything.
He got the orange hair, the redhead.
The whole thing. I always wondered that. So, what about dolls? Freaks with you, because puppets kind of freak with me.
It's puppets too. Puppets,
yeah.
Animatronic puppets, ventriloquist dummies, all of that scares the shit out of me.
That's why some of those older horror movies are actually the ones that scare me. Like these, like newer horror movies that I've watched, they don't really get me because it's like CGI and it looks so like crisp.
It looks like you're fighting a PlayStation 4 villain. Like there's nothing scary. Like we're not in the same plane of reality. You can't harm me. It just doesn't. I just don't have a fear of it.
But there's something about seeing those 3D. Like, bro, even the fucking, like, Chuck E. Cheese animatronics fuck with me.
Oh, those things are terrifying. You've ever seen Five Nights at Freddy's? Or whatever. I think that's the game.
No, I haven't played it. That is the game, but I won't play it because I know that's what it's about.
Fucking terrifying. My brother played it. Shit scared me shitless for like a week.
Bro, I have fantasies about just, like, bringing a baseball bat to like a worn-down Chuck E. Cheese. It's out of business, and beating the shit out of all these animatronic, like,
oh, you're asking for them to come to life. See, I've got difference. If I ever end up in a place like that, I'm lighting up the biggest, stupidest spliff, and I'm passing it to Chucky and his whole gang. No one's attacking me today.
Fuck yes. Well, listen, I want to talk about the music a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You guys, you're coming fresh off your self-titled EP, which I thought was fantastic. Personal favorite of mine would be "Say Something." I love it. I also love the hook that you wrote in particular. They told me to write something. Yeah, it just.
So I went and I wrote something.
Naked. It's so raw and naked. I love it.
I'll tell you how that started. Actually.
Yeah, please do.
I was talking to the guy, like one of my I would just call him my mentor. Okay. Talking to my mentor, quote unquote, and I was having an idea with him, smoking with him. He's like, "Yo, if you ever miss an idea for a song, I'm like, I need a hook for this." He was like, "I got a hook for you. The band told me to say something, so I went and I said something." I'm like, "What? Yo, I'm never saying that shit. Don't you ever tell me the bullshit again." But then I thought about it. I'm like, "Wait a second. You know what? If the song is about something here, something. So we're gonna say something." It's because it's about something, so I'm just going to say stuff, and there you go.
And it'll stay. It's stuck.
It's stuck.
At least in many of the people I've spoken to, that seems to be one of their favorites too. So the idea works. Are you into that sort of like kind of artistic direction of like a meta narrative, keeping things pretty meta and like raw and naked, kind of just telling your story as it is, not dressing it up too much?
A combination of both.
Yeah.
I want to do it all. I just can't.
Nobody can.
That's the problem. If I could do something like I said, shadow clones, I would do it all. That's my goal.
Sometimes I think to myself, because I have thoughts like that too. If I could just clone myself and send one clone over here to do this, and the other clone over here to do that, I think about that. But I'm like, whatever clone I'm sending to work is going to start a revolution against the other clones who have better jobs than him.
It's when you hit him over the head.
Yeah, put him in his place.
You put him in his place. You tell him, get back to rapping. This is what you're paid for. This is what you do. Don't step out your britches here. And that's my issue.
Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. Yeah, I guess if I cloned him with some kind of deformity, maybe he'll take the bitch job.
Like bitch do it,
Yeah.
So he does one thing and he does that one thing, and you got to keep it like that. If I could do that, then.
Get a lot done. So what can you tell me about what Brown Sugar has coming up?
Right now, I know we have basically a whole EP that's just waiting to be recorded and released.
Wait, so you guys already have the next one pretty much?
But we want to add more stuff to it. There's more things. Because we had a bunch of songs beforehand before we put the other EP out, but we didn't record all of them. And I want to do like a couple of them over because like when I was writing some of the songs, it was like I had to meet a deadline, so I just don't feel like my heart's into some of them. So I want to
because then it becomes homework, right?
I want to come back to them and put more like heart into them so they sound better lyrics.
That's cool. And are those any ones that made it to the first EP, or are those the ones that got cut?
A combination of both. Some of them, first EP, some of the songs. One of the songs is like, I feel like some of the songs I put more work into than others, and some of them were written as jokes that I was making fun of people, and then it became like Water to Wine. I was making fun of my boy Black Jesus.
You got a friend, Black Jesus?
Yeah,
What's Black Jesus do?
He works for a union. He's a political scientist. Interesting
combination.
So
I dig it. Good for him. Well, shout out to Black Jesus. Keep doing your thing.
So he inspired Water to Wine and most of the lyrics to that. I'm Jesus, would you believe it? Yes, I doubt it. Until I make wine flow out of a water fountain. And I was thinking of him walking past, just like zapping water fountains and wine coming out of it, like Bruce Almighty. You know.
Like I said, that's the most hardcore thing of all time. Is that your blood is like, your blood is a drug.
Mm-hmm.
Your blood is a red wine. It is the elixir of the gods. Are you a wine guy at all?
I don't like wine. I prefer beer.
You prefer beer? What kind of beer?
I do like white ales, you know, like it's like a Blue Moon, but like I try to go more crafty than Blue Moon. Blue Moon's not bad, but I just want to go craftier. Or like I do stouts here and there, blonde ales. I drink beer honestly, but it depends. Some days if it's nighttime, I'll go for a heavier beer like a stout or like a black lager. If it's like daytime, then I'll go for like something light.
Okay.
When it's morning time, you know, I would love to drink beer, but that's just degenerate. So
yeah. But I don't know if it's a Sunday, if it's a Saturday, it's your day off. Who gives a fuck?
It's a good idea.
As long as you don't hurt nobody, you don't hurt yourself, wake up in the morning, get yourself a beer. As Jim Morrison would say. So when you're not writing music and jamming with Brown Sugar and the Blind Albinos, and when you're not doing the Outback thing, what occupies your time?
Well, actually, I'm not even working for Outback anymore. I work at a hotel in Garden City and stuff.
Beautiful. Good for you.
That's basically what I do with my time recently. I haven't had time to like write. I've been meaning to. Like I might stay up to. Most of my writing comes out when I'm tired, but the girlfriend wants me to cuddle up and do the right thing, so I gotta go and cuddle up and do the right thing.
I know that feeling, man.
And I need
because the best ideas come in like at the dawn hours of the night.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the best ideas show up. That's cool. How long have you been with your girl?
About 6 years.
Congrats, dude.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Wow. Gotta like I said, find time so I can. I think I might do it tonight. Stay up, have me a beer, get myself nice and lit, and go outside and write.
Do some writing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I look forward to it, dude. I love all your guys' shows, but it's good to hear you keep busy. You know, I'd rather people tell me that they're busy than they're bored, personally.
Well, I mean, it's a combination. It's hard staying busy nowadays, well, at least with things that like you want to do.
Yeah. Well, because some of us are just so tired from work.
Mm-hmm.
You need to come home and unwind and kind of process it. Makes it hard to kind of do any sort of extracurriculars or hobbies or pursuits or side hustles. But you got to do it, man, by any means. You know, whether it's that Red Bull or it's a late night beer, man. It's got to get done.
Yeah, all work and no play makes you
a dull boy. Mm-hmm. I mean, I always try to reflect because I like my job as it is, but I always want to do more than just my job. You know, some people are satisfied just having a good job and doing their thing, but I always want to do more. I don't know. Maybe it's a sickness. You know, maybe it's a hole I'm trying to fill, but I don't know. I love this kind of stuff.
We got one life to live. Live it, right? Because they say every day above ground's the good one, unless like being a zombie is the way to go. You know,
dude. Every day above ground's a goddamn blessing. I've seen some of the healthiest people die young, for medical reasons. There was something in their heart, something in their brain. There was cancer growing on their stomach. They had no idea until it was too late. At the ripe age of 25, 26, 27, it's like, dude, you almost got to take every day as its own life. Like, you're going to live all these different lives, 10,000, 100,000 different lives in your lifetime. I feel like it's always good to treat each day like it's its own individual lifespan. Like, who I am today, I'm not that same person tomorrow. It's a different guy tomorrow. I'm only this person today. And personally, I found that helps me with a lot of shit.
Those wise words. I mean, thinking shit.
Oh yeah, so you're telling me where you grew up, rock and roll wasn't really a thing. Because here you are now in a rock band, but when you were growing up, that was not the scene.
Not at all.
You want to unwrap that a little bit?
That back in the day, just you weren't allowed to listen to that. There were certain things you couldn't have tight jeans, you couldn't skateboard. No, you was getting your ass kicked. And nowadays, you can do what you want. So it's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do this, and I'm not as jaded and closed-minded now. It's like I've got to experience the world. I spent multiple years just interacting with people, just talking, figuring out how they tick. So
I almost feel like for the first 15, 16 years of your lives, you're just like a batch of hormones running on a rail, like a train. Like you don't really have much control over what you're gonna do or say. You're kind of just reacting to things around you. But then as you kind of become an adult, you become a little more sentient. There's some restraint.
See, that was the thing. I did that journey real young. Like I came out to Merrick when I was about 12. Started hanging out here, meeting people, experiencing shit, and it was just like night and day. Like out here, we're listening to Fall Out Boy, fucking Good Charlotte, and
Shimmy Eat World.
That song I fucking hate. I tear my heart open.
Oh, Papa Roach.
Papa Roach. Those guys.
I saw myself shut.
I fucking hate that song. But it was Every Girl's Away message.
Or it was in their AIM profile.
Yep.
You don't laugh, you cry. Fuck. So obviously that rock and roll scene didn't really call to you.
No. And honestly, with this, I wanted to make. I hate to say, because I didn't even know who Rage Against the Machine was until they told me. But that kind of stuff, like some '90s fight the power kind of shit like that. It's maybe a little bit of Linkin Park vibe.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what I've always gotten from you guys. I've always said this is like, who's that? Oh shit, they're escaping me right now. But it's Rage Against. I feel like you guys are like Rage Against the Machine meets Parliament Funkadelic.
Yes.
You guys, you're like a really beautiful blend. And obviously there's more going on than just that with your guys' sound. But I feel like if you were going to identify it in some way, that would be how you do it. But yeah, Rage is wild. I don't know. Have you followed Rage since they showed them to you?
Not at all.
Not at all. Okay, because they're trying to bring like a reunion band.
Yeah,
back together.
I heard about that.
It's just not working.
Oh damn! I'm glad. I guess I'm not missing anything. No, I've heard about them coming back and stuff. I could be wrong. They haven't been my cup of tea recently. It's embarrassing. I've been listening to Japanese music. I've been trying to pull different inspirations besides the stuff we usually hear.
What have you been listening to?
You ever heard of Johnny d'Arc? I think that's how it's pronounced.
Johnny d'Arc. No.
It's real old stuff. Or like my boy has this stuff that he plays during his podcast and shit over there. I don't even know the artist's name, but it's like 80s, 70s, 80s funk, but a Japanese guy singing and playing it.
Interesting. We'll have to look at that up when the podcast is over. I'm actually interested in hearing that.
Yeah, I'll call and ask him about that later on, so he can send it to me because it's real funky shit. Like I thought it was a black guy singing it first until I came and I was like, wait a second,
Asian dude.
Shinderu, like that's not English. So,
do you watch anime at all?
Love it.
Yeah. Have you seen Samurai Champloo?
Yeah.
Dude, that whole soundtrack was my shit. My senior year of college. I love that fucking soundtrack. But are you watching any anime right now?
I just finished rewatching Naruto. Just rewatched that. There's nothing really out right now that's interesting me because like the Demon Slayer's all stuck on. Everything's on a hiatus right now, so it's like I just don't care. My Hero, I'm not really.
Yeah, My Hero Academia is big for a lot of people.
A lot of people like it. It's just not for me. Like it's just something about it. Not like I want something animated like Bleach. I need some explosions and.
I feel that you need some. We were talking outside some Michael Bay shit.
Yeah, I need some Michael Bay shit. I need some like pointless yelling. Because Japanese people know how to yell. I need some of that.
Bro, that's the thing. I'm always one for listening to dubs because I like English voices, obviously. But the Japanese voice acting in anything is just in the way they enunciate or the way they emote. It's just better. And maybe that's because it's unfamiliar, so maybe I'm projecting onto it.
It's their lack of the letter L.
Lack of the letter L.
They don't have L. It's one letter. LR is this strange fused noise.
So do you think those L's and R's are holding the English language back from emoting?
It could be. Because if you notice, like, Chinese doesn't sound as cool as Japanese.
Definitely not. And Japanese people, they like talk from their chest. You know, it's like.
It's because they're mad. The Chinese took all their L's. It makes perfect sense. They were oppressed, and their L's were just robbed
Erased from history.
Erased. So you'd be mad too. You
know, my last name would be Andy if you took the L's away.
Randy do.
Nikuranda. What's up?
What's wrong with Andy, huh?
Nothing wrong with Andy, but it's a good first name. I'm a big believer in you don't trust a guy with two first names. You know,
damn sure
like
don't.
Ray Clark. You know,
You damn sure don't trust him with three first names. That's the devil. Like a Mark David Craig. Like, ooh.
Mark David Craig, John Wilkes Booth, fucking I can't think. Whoever killed JFK. Lee Harvey Oswald. There we go. Oh, supposedly anyway. Yeah.
Stop before that.
But what's your favorite anime of all time? And what anime was your favorite growing up? Because I feel like for people those are two very different things.
Favorite anime, Bleach.
Bleach.
Probably. I go back and I really sit and think about Bleach. Favorite one growing up, that's tough because there was so many of them. Like I grew up. Do you remember? I grew up. We're about what? You're 27.
I'm 27. Yeah.
92.
92.
Yeah, same age. So
Same
I grew
age.
up with like Outlaw Star,
Okay.
Cowboy Bebop, Gundam, not just Wing, like the actual like 08th MS team.
I didn't watch a lot of Gundam, so I'm not quite there. I know DBZ was everywhere.
DBZ,
Dragon Ball was
Pokemon,
Yu Yu
Yu
Hakusho.
Yu Hakusho. I never really got into that until I got into as an adult. Like as an adult now, I've rewatched it. It was like, oh, this is good, but as a kid,
Hakusho?
I couldn't stay up late enough. I'm falling asleep.
That's fair. It never stuck with me as a kid, but I do remember watching it, and tons of people have told me to go back and watch Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah, it's good.
Would you say it's top, like in your top 5?
No, but it's
No.
top 10.
Top 10. Okay. Hey, it's
Is
good
it
enough,
better
man.
than some of the things in my top 5? Absolutely, but it's just not all of the shows I watch. Like Bleach is fucking terrible, but I love it. Like
Well, it's really long, isn't it?
it's like the storyline is like just kind of bad. It's just the art is great and there's lots of explosions and fighting, and
But
that's
that's
all
what
I'm asking for. Some yelling, some power ups. That's what I want.
If that's all you're there for, then that's what you're there for at the end of the day. That's what makes art relatively funny, though, is that it is really subjective at the end of the day. Because no one has the right to tell you Bleach isn't art, you know?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's just bad. Like, some of these storylines in these shows are fucking terrible, but they're just.
But they may not be there for the storylines.
You're
believe
right.
it or not, you know?
You're right.
Have you seen Death Note?
Love it. Death Note's great.
Did you see the live action one they did?
Tried not to. I had the unfortunate pleasure of watching that.
I managed to skip over that one. You're making me pretty comfortable in my decision right now.
You did the right thing.
Is it really that bad?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You did the right thing.
Oh Jesus! What was the? Did they change anything fundamental, or was the acting just bad?
We're just not even gonna go into the movie.
Not even worth it. Not even
The best
worth
thing was the poor CGI Ryuk.
I loved Ryuk in that fucking show so much. I really think that's one of the best anime of all time.
They made Elle a black guy.
They made Elle a black guy. I
Now,
mean,
I'm all for like racial equality and all of that shit, but I can't stand when they take like established characters that don't need to be a different race and they make them like we don't need black
'cause-
Superman. We don't need black just
well, all it's doing is taking away from the next black original superhero.
yeah, like it just
don't
takes,
make a black Superman. Just make a new black superhero.
yeah, like Superman's been a big brawling white Jewish guy like from Kansas. We know this from Jump. Like we can
Jewish alien.
we can leave him there. Like leave him that way. Like. Well, we're gonna make him now. He's black. So he's an Israelite now. Like, no, this is retarded. New superheroes, things like that.
I'm totally with you, dude.
That irks me.
I'm totally with you. I'm not the biggest fan of that. But how do you feel about like what was it? It was Ghost in a Shell. Didn't Scarlett Johansson star in that? Like,
yeah, but who are they gonna find who's a big name Asian actress for that? That's the only thing that irks me.
that's a good point. Is they need to sell it on
it's
something.
like you gotta. And to be quite honest, what was her name in the show anyway? Was it something? She looked like like she was white in the show to me.
Yeah.
I never thought she was like Asian, so it didn't really bother me. Now, like Avatar, that's one thing. Like when you got the kid's name is Aang.
Yeah.
Let's find like fucking Kyle Johnson and have him play it. Like,
Well, it's like another abomination was the Dragon Ball movie. I don't know if you ever
was terrible.
got your eyes on that. That was as bad as
That
it
movie
gets.
gives me nightmares.
Still?
That movie legitimately gives me
Because
nightmares.
it used to give me nightmares. Pick the Piccolo.
Yes.
How do you miss that bit? I really think so many of these Hollywood producers who make these films, they don't look or care about the source material. And that Sonic the Hedgehog design in the first trailer is just proof of that.
Mm-hmm.
How anybody greenlit that design that looks at the source material is beyond me.
I know why they did that, though, because they were trying to make it, what if Sonic was actually, and that's why I didn't hate it at first, and then I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? Why are we even making this movie?
I think you were going to say they're trying to make him realistic, like
Yeah.
an actual hedgehog.
Photorealistic blue hedgehog who runs.
I think nothing kills art more than the romanticism of realism. Trying to make everything realistic, trying to make everything like copy and paste from the world. And it's like, when I want to watch a Dragon Ball Z movie or a Sonic the fucking Hedgehog movie, you're not going to trick me into thinking it's real. Like, be the fantasy. It's cool that way. It's like, one of my favorite movies growing up was The Lion King.
Love Lion King, but it's a terrible rip-off movie, but love Lion King.
Oh yeah, it's ripped off not only of Kimba, but of Hamlet.
I was having an argument with people trying to tell them about Kimba. They just kind of shut me down.
No,
No, Kimba never existed.
Motherfuckers don't want to talk about Kimba. I love Lion King. Listen, I'm a Lion King fanboy, but Kimba was the OG. That came first. He even saw his father as a ghost. And they ripped scenes off, let alone the name.
He saw his father as a ghost first. Exactly. Like, he just stole everything from him.
They took everything from Kimba. Oh, you guys should make a song, Kimba's Redemption.
We'll do a Kimber's Redemption and Kimber's Revenge.
Got to be two separate albums though. Got to keep us in suspense.
Do it like Pokemon. Like, they drop two games and the exact same fucking thing. We'll do that. Like Revenge.
But you can only get certain Pokemon in this one.
You can only get these 4 songs in this one and these 4 songs in that one.
Yo,
It's a great idea.
You guys should drop red and blue versions of your albums. I think that is a great idea. And you sell a double pack? I'll get the double pack. I don't give a fuck.
That's a great idea. I've been saying that. You got one version with certain songs, another one with harder songs.
Well, the best part is, some people will buy one version, some people will buy the other version. They'll be like, did you hear this song? I'll be like, that's not on mine. Well, it's on mine. Well, mindfuck people.
Mm-hmm.
Might be able to mindfuck. I mean, that means you probably have to make more cover art.
I'm down. I'm always drawing.
There you go. But, yeah, so if you could take one anime that hasn't been made into live action yet and could make it into live action, what would you choose?
Oh, fuck. I was thinking Gundam, but I'm thinking the CG would be too much. If I could get Gundam, but with, the aliens, the movie Aliens, but with, their special effects, I would do that because it would look, legitimately real. Now, if any anime you do now, it's just going to look like PlayStation 4 characters shooting at real people.
Yeah, it's not going to hit you quite the same
I'm
way.
trying to think, what's a good anime that's not hard to transfer over?
I don't know if you've seen this, but it's only got one season on
Rurouni Kenshin.
That would be amazing. Damn right.
You wouldn't have to do much for it.
But Tosai the Manslayer. God, I'd fucking love that. Because you're right, you wouldn't really have to do much. You would just tell a samurai story.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think we have such a fascination with samurai?
Because they cut shit to ribbons.
Because they cut shit to ribbons. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. They're even Star Wars is pulled out of samurai.
The space opera samurais.
Yep. It's the same
a
ordeal.
space western opera samurai.
And they had a code and everything. Did you, have you seen, I don't know, are you a Star Wars fan?
Not really. I'm not into it's just too much to keep up with the midichlorians and the force isn't mysterious. You just got some icky virus in you, and the more the icky virus you got, the more force you got. It's just like, wait, what? I just want to force choke people. That's all I'm trying to do. I'd definitely be Sith. I wouldn't be Jedi.
If they made a movie from the Sith perspective, would that reel you in? If you got a Vader standalone film.
It's I like Star Wars. I just don't. I gotta sit down one day and just not do anything and watch it from beginning to end so I can catch up.
Get it all, huh?
Yeah, but there's just too much with the fuck is a Mandalorian? That sounds like an STD or something. I got a Mandalorian.
Oh man, dude, I got Mando. Can't come out.
I caught a bad case of Mando.
Bro, be careful with her, man. She's carrying the Mando.
That bitch got Mandalorian.
No, man, just the way her face looks.
I'll
say though, that show,
I hear it's good.
it does what what you want the anime to do. They use puppets. They use kind of more
Animatronic puppets and things
stuff.
good.
Like Baby Yoda's an animatronic puppet. He's
That's
not
great.
CGI.
And it makes him look real.
That's why it works. I think that's why people are obsessed with him. Because if he was CGI, I don't think anyone really think he was that cute.
No, like, what the hell is this?
Little green goblin. Oh, Jesus. So, let me ask you. Have you ever, now that you're now that you're a front man in a rock band, is there any part of you that's being pulled towards guitars or drums?
Yeah, I want to play a bass.
that?
Oh, we got a bass guitar called the whole. I've been wanting to play bass for years. The bass guitar that like years ago when I was a delinquent, I stole it from a church. So now it's called the Holy Bass, and I've been waiting for that to get fixed. So somebody could teach me how to play that. Like I'd love to play that just for the sake of it. You know, it's the Holy Bass.
The Holy Bass. Do you know what kind it is?
I don't know.
You have no fucking
clue.
Yeah, it's okay. Bass is a bass. It's got 4 strings.
It does stuff.
Have you like plugged it in? Do you know it works?
We're gonna find out. It should work. Shit.
All right, so I want to ask you a question that I do my best to ask every guest that comes on here.
Absolutely.
Some people find it tough to answer. Others find it quite easy. Are you familiar with, there are several companies who are working on a chip you'd put in your brain that would hook you up to the internet. It would alert you when you have a tumor. Not about it.
I'm good.
What if it could prevent cancer?
I'm good. I'm getting the cancer anyway.
But with the chip,
but
with the chip, you don't have to. There's
the only
another way.
issue with the chip, I don't care if they track me. What the fuck?
Oh, they've already got us.
It doesn't matter. You're going to see me in my crib doing cocaine off the back of a shark. So it's like
that man is a threat to America.
My fucking snorkel on, yeah.
At least you're in character. Maybe they'll give you that.
It's Johnny Redbeard.
It's Johnny. Fucking A, man.
But the chip, the only reason I'm worried is technology evolves. They're not going to be going in and out your head getting that chip, so it's going to be outdated. Imagine, like, God forbid they didn't have chips in the 70s, some 1970s Soviet era chip in your head nowadays.
Imagine the iPhone 2 was a chip.
Exactly.
Hey, if you want to upgrade, they got to reopen you.
You know how many people would die just trying to get an upgrade to an iPhone 4?
Black market upgrades. That'd be I don't want to get too crude, but that'd be the new black market.
You really want like a Metro PCS chip in your head? Like, think about that for a second.
Well, I got to tell you, and there's a reason I went at the cancer thing. What I've found in the 54 episodes I've done this is the people who are open to it are allured by its medicinal benefits. And it's like, I almost feel like that's how they're going to get everybody. It's like when you just had a heart attack for the first time at 50 and you almost died, and then now you're surrounded by your family, and the doctor says, hey, we can put this chip in you, and we'll make sure this doesn't happen again. I'm not saying everyone's going to fall for it, but a lot of motherfuckers are going to take that chip.
At 50, I'm probably going to take the chip.
Yeah,
I'm 50.
Exactly.
Like, I only got like 20 years left anyway. By the time this chip's outdated, I'm be dead, so it don't really... we don't make it that long, you know?
Oh, man. But it's crazy, dude. I mean, they try to do the goggles.
They could do mind control me. Like, fuck, I'll be so drunk. You ain't gonna get nothing done.
Imagine that was the answer. Imagine they were like mind controlling you through your chip, but you would get so fucked up, it would like the messages wouldn't be received anymore. We can't control him. He's hammered.
Exactly. He's so high right now. All he wants to do is eat smart bags of, the white cheddar popcorn.
Yeah.
White cheddar popcorn and play Pokemon. We can't stop him.
I have an obsession with white cheddar popcorn, dude. I got some if you want some before you leave, but I have an obsession with white cheddar popcorn. It's like my go-to snack.
It's delicious.
It is delicious.
Well, that's the key to stopping mind control.
White cheddar popcorn?
Mm-hmm.
I'm already there. I got 2 bags in the cabinet.
There you go. You eat some of that shit, they can't stop you. It's like Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. I'm just not worried about mind control. It's more like sometimes I'm worried. Like I said, the main thing that scares me is fucking aliens. Like I don't like sometimes I get myself like really paranoid in the backyard.
Thinking about aliens?
And then like I look up and I think next thing I know, boo, I'm gone.
So what is it? I mean, the first thing you told me when you pulled up was that you just flew through the Alien series. So obviously you seem to have a love-hate relationship with the idea of aliens.
Like the Bebop Loop aliens scare me. Like xenomorphs, we gonna beat the shit out of some xenomorphs. Like they're terrifying, but they're not like they're not gonna like
They're not like
probe me.
hyper-intelligent. They're not like hyper-intelligent.
Yeah, they're not gonna hit me with laser beams and probes and anal rape, bitch. You
so
know,
it's
like,
the abductive aliens.
Yeah,
that are really scaring.
Yeah, because think about it. You're in your house doing whatever you like to do in your house, and they come in. Now you're not doing it anymore.
See, I'm almost like a next level afraid of that. I don't even see them coming in. I think these motherfuckers can like just warp time and space. So it's like they'll grab me, do what they need to do with me, and then put me back in the same time and space where they picked me up.
That's the thing. They don't put you back in the same time. They put you back in the same space, but it's never the same time. It's always a couple hours later. Like if you get a chance, look online. There's actually an alien abduction on YouTube.
There's an alien abduction on YouTube.
And like it's something people would just like think to themselves like, oh nah, this has got to be fake. But like,
you got me. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. This is what this is here for.
You see the camera like phase out, and when the camera phases out, like it comes back, and the there's a flash of light, and the dude disappears. Then it flashes again, and he appears again, and he's gone.
All right, if I'm gonna look for this, what am I typing into YouTube?
Alien abduction on tape.
Alien abduction on tape. Plain and simple. You'll probably be able to pick it out from the thumbnail.
It scares the shit out of me every time I watch it.
Okay.
I'm gonna search it on my phone while we discuss stuff.
That's a good idea. All right, so let's bring this back.
I'm determined now because that video scares the hell out of me.
So David Blanco's the only one in your band I've not had on the podcast yet, and I feel like having him on would mean I've summoned all 5 pieces of Exodia, and then all 5 of you would have to come on at once for one mega podcast that could just end the whole world. I don't know. I think that could be pretty great.
It's like, see, I don't watch these superhero movies that much, but is it like, what's his face? Thanos? He has to get the 5 stones, right?
Yeah, he's got to get the 5 Infinity Stones.
5 Infinity Stones, yeah. So it's the 5
each of
pieces.
you are an Infinity Stone?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, when you have us on the podcast, like, it erases half the other people.
I think that would be a great thumbnail. That if I just had like the Infinity Gauntlet and each member was that would be actually pretty hilarious.
And each stone is like a picture of our face. Yo, that's cover art. That's the next cover art. There we go. I'll fucking start drawing it right now.
Oh shit! Any luck finding that video?
I'm gonna find it.
You gonna find it?
I'm gonna find it.
Hell yes. Hell yes. Well, I'm gonna take this second again. I'm gonna take a second in the middle of the podcast to actually thank again the Sages of the Lodge. And one of you haven't guessed, one of them is here. Andrew Clay is here. They, him and Brown Sugar laid down that tune you guys listened to earlier. Had a nice little jam sesh. Really set some good vibes in my home. Very thankful for that. Also, dude, thank you for giving me these Pokemon cards.
Oh, no problem.
This is how I know the universe is a simulation, by the way. Mew is my favorite Pokemon. This motherfucker gifts me a Mew card. He didn't know that.
No idea.
He had no clue. So you're in a simulation, whether you like it or not. But anyway, Andrew Clay is here, honorary Sage of the Lodge. He's studying. He's very studious. He's going to be a lawyer, do lawyer things. But to the rest of the Sages, if you're listening, if you've listened this far, thank you so much. Honestly, 2019 was an amazing year for the Lodge. Really couldn't have done it without any of you. Doing my best to get you as much content as possible. I know not all of my content is appeasable to everyone. Some people aren't into gaming. I get that. Some people aren't into podcasts. Got some Sages who give for gaming. But the fact that you guys are willing to give with everything I'm trying to do, it really means the world to me. So thank you very much. I'm going to do my best to make 2020 a dope year for the Lodge and get as much content to you motherfuckers as possible. How's that video hunt going?
I don't know why I can't find it. It used to be.
I think they took it down on you, dude.
I really think so.
If you guys want to keep going.
Do you know which one it is? Have you seen this video too?
Thumbnail.
No, but I'll guess it.
You'll get
What was it? Was it real life alien abduction?
real life alien
It was a
abductions.
video something like this, and you see a guy come out, go to a fence. When he goes to the fence, the fucking like a lightning bolt hits, and the camera blacks out. When it comes back, the camera it's hours later. You see it on the time thing.
And he gets zapped back.
He's zapped back, and he throws up immediately afterwards. He's on the ground.
Oh, throws up. That's what I needed. That could be the difference maker.
He throws up at the end, and then he staggers off and reports the incident and just fucking is never seen again.
Throws up.
I thought.
Are you sure it's not this one?
No.
That's the.
They keep trying to give me that one.
It says police are investigating the apparent abduction at gunpoint of a woman. I was about to press on that one too. I was like, wait a minute.
That's a different kind of
not it.
abduction.
The universe is at work right now. It is a simulation.
Oh, without question. God damn it! Why are they trying to hide this from us? I don't know. Have you ever been abducted? You ever have an abduction dream? I had an abduction dream.
You might have been abducted. I might not be able to come over here.
It wasn't in this home. If that changes anything.
Oh, they follow you.
Oh, I'm sure they do. But honestly, it wasn't too bad. It was like, do you remember when you were a little kid and like your family had a party and like you're really young and it's like you're old enough to know like people are over, but you're not old enough to understand why or what they're doing. That's kind of what I felt like in the abduction dream. It was a dream, and I felt like I was a kid in a room full of adults who I couldn't understand. It was very strange.
But they don't want us to find it.
They don't, because I typed in like exactly what the fuck he just told me. All right, so we found the video after long searching.
So it's like really shitty though.
So let's peep this. All right, so we have a 4-camera angle view.
I'm hoping that's it. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, come around. Let's see if this matches your description. So the abduction content. We had to do a lot of digging to find this. This is it?
You can see him right there at the gate in the top left.
All right, so he's chilling right here. So this guy's going to the gate. He's opening the gate. Goes into the top. What the? Yo! All right, so all the cameras just hot flashed, focused in and focused out.
Now he's back out of nowhere.
The dude is back and he's on the floor puking. Oh! Oh! He's grabbing his ass.
Definitely got probed.
Oh my god. Holy shit, that was fucking weird.
See, he definitely, if you ever lost time, you either don't question it at all, so you don't find it, because you don't want to know.
And look what just fucking happened.
Oh, what's this? The site says, Norton Renewal Center, your Norton subscription has expired. I don't know what that has to do with aliens, but...
I was like, what the fuck? Is this?
I think
no,
that's just...
it was like a virus on my computer.
You got a little pop-up there.
Yeah.
Yo, keep that link handy. Keep that link handy. 'Cause that's not easy to find. Yo, wait, Wikipedia is correcting you down here. What does that say?
The terms alien abduction or abduction phenomenon describe subjectively real experiences of being secretly kidnapped by non-human figures and subjected to physical and psychological experimentation. Let's go.
Holy fuck, dude. That was weird. You know, it's like, at the end of the day, we didn't see an alien, but that's not what you're looking for. But that dude was zapped in and out.
What was really weird about that was that we couldn't, like, fucking find it anywhere. And then as soon as I find it, it was on, like, some website, like, UFO Top Secrets or some shit. And then, like, click on the link to YouTube, get to the video, and then the original site I found it on crashes. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Fucking weird.
That's some weird shit. That's some really fucking weird shit. You weren't kidding.
Some shit.
That's some real shit, because like that's nowhere on the site. That's nowhere on the base site. He had to go through a click path to get to that.
Yeah, I had to dig.
He had to dig to get there. That was crazy, man. Holy shit, I don't even know what I'd do.
Here, I'll email you the link.
Please do, yeah, let me type my...
Yeah, I wasn't going to have you
I got you,
say
perfect.
it out loud.
I mean, it's cool.
Well, what's your password, bank account?
Jesus. Social Security. Yeah, email this to me. God, I can't type for shit today.
All good.
Is that, yeah, I think that's right. Yep, that should be good. So, fuck, dude. If I was zapped down to earth, puking my ass out and grabbing my ass, I'd know exactly what was up. I know exactly what
Oh, he knew it was up. He quit his job, left town, and never returned again.
I don't blame him. Get the fuck out. But like you said, they follow him. But he really did all that shit? He really skipped town?
The video that
The broadcast is saying?
the broadcast was saying, yeah.
That he fucking just up and skipped town, didn't give no fucks.
He was like, you know what, I'm done here.
I'm done.
That's what you gotta do in a situation like that. You've already been anally raped. Lord knows what they might have did to your mouth. You're throwing up. You don't know what's been in and out of you, what's still in there. Like, I'm gone.
And that was some weird puke, too.
Was it normal puke?
Yeah,
It was weird.
It was weird. Like, it came out just like...
It almost looked like mashed potatoes.
Exactly.
Ugh.
They were force feeding them alien mashed potatoes. And they were instant. That's why he was throwing up. It all makes sense now.
But what about the ass grabbing?
That's just what they like to do. Force feed you mashed potatoes and play with your butt.
What's weird about it?
It's fucking creeps.
Slimy fucks. You think that's why? The way we depict aliens, we leave the dick out because the dick is too traumatizing.
Always.
Because everybody's getting that dick in the ass.
You don't know how big it is, how small. You just know it's coming. So we always like it's like a mental thing, psychological. It's your subconscious. It always blocks it out. Like no alien peen.
So what's the alien movie that horrified you as a kid? Is there a one that got
Signs, and then as I got older, I saw parts of Fire in the Sky. You can actually YouTube. I'm pretty sure you can YouTube that and see the alien abduction scene is actually based off like a real life event that happened to somebody.
you? No shit.
And it's fucking terrifying. It's this guy gets abducted. Him and his friends are by the pond or something, and he gets abducted, and all his friends leave, and they get arrested, and the cops are like, "Yo, you killed him," and they're like, "No," and then he appears later on out of town and says he got abducted, and it goes with the story that they said that he got taken off in a blast like a beam of light.
So what do the aliens want? What are they trying to do? Are they just fucking with us?
Experimentation, probably.
Or were they rats?
Imagine like basically we fuck with cows and
Yeah.
just imagine that.
Well, I'll give them this. They're much more civil about it because they put us back where we found them. When humans abduct a cow, that thing ends up as fucking burgers.
Well, not when we
before the sun
abduct,
comes up.
think about it like wildlife. Like when we abduct wildlife and put a tracker in them, we try to put them back generally in the same situation. And usually, like, just imagine
The humane ones, yeah.
You know, Steve Irwin is, "You're all right, bugger. You're all right."
Right.
Elbow in the back of his neck.
Bro.
"You're all right, bugger." And now the animal's bugging. Steve Irwin thinks, he's being gentle, but the animal, "Oh my God, you're all right, bugger."
They got no context of what's fucking going on.
That's the same thing for us. Imagine some big green. First of all, humans have an innate fear of things that look like us but aren't us. That they
100%. That's a very profound statement.
We have a fear of that. Second, imagine that shit coming to your house. It's 3:00 in the night. You beating your dick. Nobody's home. It's like, he's in your house now. We have to go. Sometimes he might even say nothing to you. You might even get a beat bop a loop, or if he does speak to you, like your brain is not equipped and adapted for telekinetic thought processes and all that. You're gonna die. You can't handle that. That's instant nosebleed. I saw what happened to Elle. I saw what happened to 11 in Stranger Things. And every time people do psychic stuff, they get nosebleeds. That ain't good. You're gonna die.
It's a lot to unwrap there.
We're not meant for it. It's just we're not that evolved. We can't. We can't communicate.
You think the aliens might be breeding us so they can have someone to play with? So we can grow up like the aliens, and I don't know.
It's a possibility.
I don't know. I don't know what these aliens are up to.
Definitely a possibility. That could be an album title. Well, I'm talking like an album idea.
What?
Aliens.
Yeah, I'm fucking down.
Do a whole thing on aliens. I'd listen.
Intergalactic, planetary.
I still kind of think that I still love the theory that we're just the aliens. They're just us from the future. Because what do you think? Because it seems to be trendy now to say that time isn't linear, that time is non-linear, that the past, present, and future are all happening at once, but we as humans experience it linearly.
I don't think I've smoked enough weed to even venture into that right now. We were having a conversation about time earlier. I just had to back out of that one. I was like, you know what?
Time's a tricky thing, man.
It is. And time is one of those things it's like, we got to go into it. It's one of those things.
You do got to go into it.
It's relative to size, as dumb as it is. When you're smaller things experience time differently than bigger things. The bigger you get, the weirder, and I think the quicker it is time passes, and the smaller things are, the slower time passes.
Interesting.
Fucking strange.
So do like smaller? Nah, never mind. That wouldn't be true. Excuse me.
Like an ant's time or a mouse's perception of time is a lot different than ours.
I imagine the perception of everything must be so different. I almost wonder what it's like to be so like microscopic. I mean, we kind of are at the end of the day, but it's like an ant. I don't know. They're almost like robots. I almost feel like insects are just robots in some ways.
Yeah, but aren't we all? Consciousness is stupid when you sit and think about it. All it does is make us do dumb things like smoke cigarettes and get into drunk driving accidents. So like,
I'd say it does a little bit more than that. I think for every dumb drunk driving accident, it also, there's a firefighter who goes into a burning building.
But even then, like consciousness just doesn't.
It's almost like a virus in the simulation. Consciousness is almost like a virus in the simulation.
Exactly. Like consciousness is just not conducive for survival. As dumb as that sounds, it's just not.
I feel like for humans it is, and I feel like that's why we got here. Because like we were never gonna outrun the leopard, we were never gonna outpunch the chimp.
You're right.
We kind of needed to be these sick fucks to even survive because we don't stand a chance. We get our ass kicked by almost anything in nature.
And it's human ingenuity, but it's also, like I said, the fucking aliens coming down, blasting us with the DNA. When you sit and think about it, like
I think about that a lot too. If the aliens just drop some like sperm onto the planet and then everything kind of just sprouted up from there.
mm-hmm.
I think about shit like that a lot. But I don't know. We got to wrap this up soon.
Any more music related questions? We went on a tangent about aliens.
We went on a crazy tangent. I mean, that's usually what happens on this podcast is we usually jump in about what the guest is about, what the guest does. We talk about that. Then we just end up spiraling into God knows where. But we have like 5-10 minutes if you wanted to just wrap things around. Was there anything you wanted to bring up? Anything you wanted to talk about when you came in here?
Honestly, not in particular. I didn't know what to expect.
We covered a lot of ground.
I didn't really know what to expect. I just came in here. Was like, we're gonna do this today.
I respect
we're gonna get it done.
I respect the hell out of that because I have so many. I've not so many, but there's a number of guests who have hit me up before they come on. So what are we gonna talk about? Like, yeah, whatever you want. Because the attitude you have is kind of the attitude I have as a host, and what this show genuinely is at the end of the day is, come on, let's talk. It'll go where it goes. We don't know what to expect.
And that's now I remember. This is some of the stuff I've been wanting to put some influence into the music with. Like the Streets of Rage game has really been inspiring me recently. Like some of the music's just kind of funky. Hold on, where's it at?
Streets of Rage. If you unfortunately if you play it, I have to mute it. I don't know if you want to play for it after, because then if that pops up like on YouTube, they're going to pull me down. Because whoever owns the Streets of Rage music is going to copyright strike me.
Okay.
Which unfortunately sucks, but...
Even if I play a cover, shit.
If it's your cover, we can get away with that.
Alright, screw it. We're not going to get you yanked.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Unless if you can fix them, like, the pitch of it.
Yeah, that's true. If you could turn the pitch up, like...
Is there any way I could just play the game that I've already purchased and you not get in trouble for it, or no? You know what, fuck it.
Fuck it.
But yeah, I'm using that for some influence. I'll play it for you as soon as the podcast is over so you can hear some... It's kind of funky.
I respect that, because I think video games are where a lot of the best musical hidden gems are hiding. I think there are some extraordinarily talented musicians making video game music these days. I think a lot of the bangers are hiding inside of video games.
It's crazy. This game is from 92.
Oh, so it's all MIDI files. Fucking A. Must be real bangers. Must be real bangers.
This game's from 92. So that's mainly where the influence is coming from. The Japanese stuff I got to fall back off of because I don't... Like, how the fuck am I going to rap to this? I was...
I mean, you could just take...
I was learning Japanese to try to rap. Konnichiwa, o genki desu ka, itenki desu ka, shit like that. Like,
you should learn Japanese.
that was actually a what the fuck is the word?
What the fuck is the word?
I keep want to say congruent. That's not the word.
Aliens, beam him the word, please.
It was a sentence.
Thank you.
That wasn't the word I was looking for.
Okay.
No. So I know the word sentence. It wasn't. I was trying to find a word for fluent, but that was a fluent sentence. It was.
Yeah.
How are you doing? My name is Julian. Basically, how you doing? Hey, how are you? How you doing? The weather's nice, right?
I can't respond in Japanese, but I am doing well.
It would be konnichiwa. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
O genki desu ka means like, are you full of health?
Okay,
Itenki desu ka means
are
you good? Itenki desu ka means it's nice weather, right?
Tanki desu. Interesting. Do you want to visit Japan? Is that like one of your bucket list places?
I want to go. I just don't want no crazy Japanese person walking up to me trying to wipe the brown off of me. Like, I understand why. Like, but still, it's just
so foreign to them.
Yeah, I just don't really want to. Like, if you don't get your ass the fuck up off me, I don't really want to do that.
I don't know if you've seen. There's like a whole subculture in Japan of like Japanese women who are like obsessed with black women fashion.
The Gangaroo girls?
Gangaroo? Is that what they're called?
I think that's some of them where they were like dying there.
Gangaroo? Let me peep this. Let's see if we can look it up. This will be a good way to close out. Let's see what's up with the Gangaroo, right? Not kangaroo?
No, Gangaroo.
Gangaroo. So just kangaroo with a G?
I'm pretty sure that's it.
Gangaroo. Let's just peep this. I typed in kangaroo.
Hold on 1 second.
Images.
They're just pulling you kangaroos because I gave you kangaroo.
Oh, fucking assholes. Kangaroo. I'm going to put in kangaroo girls. All right. Just... I don't even know what to make of that.
Hold on 1 moment. I will
I
find it
don't
for you.
even know what to make of this fucking picture right now. It's just a...
Should I move the camera to it?
Yeah, if you want to pan to it. There's a fucking picture of this kangaroo in the water, just with a caption, "I'm not like other girls." So if you're listening, unfortunately you can't hear, just move the whole stand. Just take the whole standby hole, yeah. But if you're watching it on YouTube, you can see it now. I'm not like other girls.
I think I pronounced that right.
That's fucking stupid, man.
I'm not like other girls.
Alright, well, can't find kangaroos. Unfortunately.
I probably spelt that wrong, but there was a whole subculture of them.
Just put that a little bit more like that. Perfect.
Where they used to get in these like strange outfits and like have these like big bright makeup. And...
Yeah.
Are you talking about geisha girls?
No, those are geishas or separate.
Geishas.
Because my brother just came back from Japan and he was just telling me all about it.
Geishas everywhere?
He said he saw like a few.
Few, okay. Select places.
Yeah. Red light districts.
Hell yeah. Any luck on the kangaroos?
I give up. I concede. I'll have to call my friend later on. When the podcast is over, I'll call him. He should know the name of that.
Well, speaking of the podcast being over, let's wrap this up. I'm going to give you the final word. Take as long as you need. 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. Let the people know what you got going on, where they can find you, what they can expect to hear from you guys in the future.
Well, lastly, like I said before, this is Brown Sugar himself. What we got going on, hopefully in the next about year or two, we should have like a full album, maybe 2 more EPs done. I'm working on some like curse-free music, a little less nigga, you know, because we need some radio hits. Can't be on this nigga. So a little bit less of that. Like the one rock song I played for you guys earlier is not a single curse in it. Some slightly suggestive lyrics, but not too much.
People like suggestive. Keep it subtle.
You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Soundcloud,
Apple Music.
We're on Spotify, right, Brother Teresa?
Yeah,
you're on Spotify. Thanks, bro. That's really about it. And just stay tuned for us for like we do some shows soon or something. You got to stay relevant.
Fuck yeah.
It's really about it.
All right, you heard it here first, motherfuckers. Ladies and gentlemen, sickos and normies, thank you for tuning in. Brown Sugar, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
It was my pleasure. We'd love to have you back soon. And stay tuned for the next episode coming out this weekend, motherfuckers. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.